Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing and football tips for Saturday the 23rd of March. Well, it's the flat season, it's Doncaster, and a time where there's lots of angles to look at. What I'm going to do to start off with, there aren't many selections, they are pretty select. I'm going to need your help if you can. So what I'm looking to do, next week I will be purchasing a flat stats, obviously free trial, and it's not a free trial. It's I think it's a week package, and I think it's £10. I can afford the £10. Don't worry about that. But going forward, if this flat stats helps, I don't earn any money from the videos. I'm up to 1,000 subscribers, but I haven't got the watch time because I'm not trying to get the watch time. I'm just producing videos when I can. So if you can help out making a very small contribution, it's only £10 anyway, but I'm going to try and keep it going. Just a couple of quid if you can. I've put a PayPal me link in the description. And if you could just spare a couple of quid, I'd really appreciate it. I understand money's tight, and I haven't been on a particular decent run. But if you could help out, I'd very much appreciate it. Please keep any donation nice and small. So let's get into the fun, on with the fun, whatever you want to call it. No, I'm not trying to get my watch time up. Yeah, I'm shockingly bad at videos. So let's get into it. So it's basically a 25p each way, lucky 15. However, what I've done is I've had a 10p each way, lucky 15, and I've taken the prices, and then I've clicked SP on 3 of the 4 horses, and I've taken one of the prices, and the other side of the bet is a 15p each way, lucky 15. With the same horses, but like I said, 3 of the horses have been clicked to SP, and I've still took one of the prices. So the first selection is Magic Memories. Left the price in the 225 at Doncaster in the Spring Mile, paying 6 places instead of 4. Well, I looked at the draw bias, and it was similar going. It was heavy last year, and it's soft this year. I think it'll be really tacky. There's actually a 25-mile-an-hour wind forecast. I have no idea. It's supposed to be west to east. I would guess that would be in a crosswind on the home finish. So I don't think it'll really suit anything or favour anything. So Magic Memories, it was running okay on its first half a dozen runs, but then it stepped up once it stepped into handicap. It came back from a break. I think it was about 60-something days, and it won at Brighton. I believe it was either soft or it was soft ground, and it was keen at the back, but it still finished really well. And Brighton can be a track where you can struggle to get home when you're keen because it's an uphill. It's also, what do you call it? There's a camber as well, which can make it quite unbalanced when you're finishing. So to be keen and to run in soft ground and finish and win a race, I think you've got to be well handicapped. So it was then raised, and it went to a Class 3. This is the big thing. It went to a Class 3 Newmarket race. Well, you need to watch this. I'm not going to show you. So go to go to racingtv.com. Search for the horse Magic Memories, click on watch full race, and you will see it loses about 4 or 5 lengths at the start. It's then, I won't say it's rushed up, its pace has took it mid-pack pretty much straight away. Then it actually finishes third. I think it's beaten about a length and a half, but he's keen in that race as well. And the ground that day was heavy. So once again, to lose 4 lengths at the start, to be keen pretty much throughout, to still finish well on heavy ground at Newmarket in a better race. And guess what? It was rated 80 that day. It's still rated 80. I think this horse has got an outstanding chance. Well, Gary Moore had a horse in this race last year, and it was drawn low, and it finished well clear. There was 5 that was inconvenienced by the draw. and it finished well clear of those 5. So that makes me think that he got a horse ready for it that year. Well, I'm thinking he's got this horse ready for it. It doesn't send that many horses up north. Well, Tom Quealy's on it this time, and this horse is drawn 8. Well, last year, on heavy ground, bearing in mind it's soft ground this year, on heavy ground last year, they came up the middle. It was middle to slightly near side. His horse last year was far side. This horse is drawn 8 of 18. So that should be, it's not quite bang in the middle, but it's close enough for me. What it needs to do, I won't say it needs to be slowly away. It needs to be slightly, I'd say, pretty much bang on mid-pack. No worse than that. Otherwise, you're going to struggle for a run. And it's hard to pick up in soft ground when you've got surrounded by horses. So I think this horse has got a cracking chance. Whew, that were a long one, weren't it? Well, the second selection is Vetiver at 11-1 in the 3:35 at Doncaster in the Lincoln Handicap, paying 7 places instead of 4. This horse is another one that is drawn round about the middle. Is it well handicapped? I think it's handicapped to run well. Is it well handicapped? I don't think so. It's got to improve to win, but it loves this kind of ground, and it's never normally too far away from the pace. Well, I'm not going to say you're going to be favoured by the pace, because the first selection, I'm not going to say you're going to be favoured by being on the pace, because the first selection needs to be held up slightly. But I do believe it could be quite difficult to come from behind because of the number of runners. I think Magic Memories is good enough to do that. Vetiver should be prominent, should be in the first 5 throughout. And I think it could be hard to pass. It ran a cracking race. I can't remember if it was at Royal Ascot, but I think it was Royal Ascot, or it was Ascot anyway, when it came Smite 5th of 30, I think it was, 5th of 25. So it's a horse that I think is handicapped to still be competitive. And it's Andrew Baldwin and David Probert, so you've always got to keep an eye on those in decent races and decent prize money. Right, the third selection and also the fourth selection, it's the same angle on both horses. They are both trained by Bernard Llewellyn. Think you who? Bernard Llewellyn, it can get a gamble, or it can land a gamble as well. So Bernard Llewellyn is he trains horses in both codes, but generally he trains, you tend to find a lot of his horses running on the Welsh courses. So this horse, Vellner, it came from Ireland, and it was rated, a Racing Post rated of 92. It ran once on heavy ground, raced wide, in touch at Nottingham, I think on his debut for Bernard Llewellyn, and was never at the races. He's then took it on the all-weather. And I'm looking at the angle where they've done that, because bearing in mind, this horse normally races like what they class as in touch. It's generally been held up in all its races on the all-weather. I'm looking at the angle that he doesn't like the all-weather, and it's never really been put in the race by actually being a horse that likes a bit of a stamina test, but you don't want horses that want a stamina test that normally race prominent sat in last place looking for a decent finish. It isn't going to happen. They're only going to pick up, but they haven't got a sprint finish. So this horse, Vellner, I think it's rated now 58. It was rated in the 80s only last year in Ireland. It's only swam the channel. So has it become a bad horse overnight? I think it's just been campaigned on the all-weather, which it doesn't like. And that's why it's gone from, in the 80s and early 90s, I think it was, to 58. I think it was 72 when it first came on. 72 rated 72 when it first came over from Ireland. And the fourth selection is also the same angle. It's been running on the all-weather, and I think they've got it fit on the all-weather. It's got a dangerous handicap mark. Once again, it was a horse I think was in the low 70s. I think it's now 55, I think. So both of them, whether they win or whether they come place or whether they come last, I shall tell you about last place in a minute. Both of these horses are extremely well handicapped. I'm not saying they'll win, not saying they'll place, I'm not saying they'll finish any better than last. They're ridiculously well handicapped, so they could pop up at decent prices. So there's 4 selections. Bearing in mind, Bernard Llewellyn, this isn't a stat you're going to really want. Bernard Llewellyn had a runner in these 2 races last year. His horses finished last in both. So I thought I'd give you that. So anyway, those are the 4 horses. The 3 football bet. Well, sorry, the double, the over 2.5 goal double. The over 2.5 goal treble and the over 3.5 goal treble is in the description and the comment. So that's it from me. Like I said, if you want to make a very small donation via the PayPal me link, all you do is click on the link, send a couple of quid, and what I'm doing from Monday, I'm looking to purchase the Flat Stats short period trial period. What is it? Is it 7 day period? I think it's a tenner, and I'm going to keep taking it from there. What you can get from that is you can get extreme draw biases, and it just gives you loads of stats. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot on the free version, but it's a deeper dive on the paid version. So as I said, the link is in the description. I very much appreciate anything anybody is prepared to give anyway. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.